All right.
Good afternoon, Senator Booker. My name is Courtney Johnson Suffolk, and I'm the president of the Bergen County NAACP.
I got to interrupt you. I was raised with Bergen County NAACP members, my mom and my dad. It was the civil rights activism of black and white, Christian, Jewish, Sikh, Muslim, New Jerseyans in the 60s that allowed my family, some of you know the story, when my family was denied a home in Harrington Park because of the color of their skin. It was this beautiful coalition of people and organizations like the NAACP that stood for us. So I'm just honored to see the traditions continuing under your leadership, so thank you.
Thank you. So with factual, civic, and cultural classes being threatened across the country, what would you say to our young people who are becoming disenfranchised and turned off from voting and or running from office?
Okay, so first I just want to say, a lot of people are saying, oh, you're being alarmist when you say things, and I mean this, when our country is taking on the tactics of authoritarian leaders in authoritarian countries. When you see books being banned from libraries across our country, things like The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, when you see them trying to erase people from history, literally taking them off of our military websites, like Jackie Robinson, who was a great veteran. When you see them cutting funding to programs that teach about the beautiful diversity of our country, to me, those are the tactics of authoritarian countries. And America is a great nation, not because we have a perfect history. I'm sorry. There's wretchedness and darkness and cruelty all throughout our history. Irish Americans who faced outrageous discrimination. Irish need not. An entire political party rose to predominance in this country just because they were against Catholics, called the Know Nothing Party. I could go through the darker chapters of our country's history, and I'll stand against anybody who wants to sanitize, homogenize, or Disneyify our history. I think what makes our country great, what makes our country great is not the hate that was evident, it's how we overcame that hate, how we overcame the injustice, how we banded together in rainbow coalitions to be where we are today. That is the beauty, because every nation has had that kind of bigotry, that kind of hate. But America's story of making a more perfect union is what makes us special. And people who want to lie about that story or weaken that story, they weaken America. And unfortunately, as we all learned, as I learned one of the early lessons in 7th grade social studies class, when you fail to learn from the mistakes of history in the past, you are destined to repeat them. So young leaders right now who are worried about civics and how to get involved, I just have one thing to say. Do not wait. You are a leader now. Do not wait. This is your moment in American history. I don't care if you're in grade school or high school or college. This country is desperate for your strength, for your vision, for your creativity. Because from Alice Paul, somebody in her 20s, that was a person from New Jersey, who was the first person in American history to do a protest in front of the White House, who challenged a president who eventually came out and joined her after she was jailed. What do you do to powerful women? You say that they're insane. She was put in an insane asylum. Before Gandhi, this 20-something went on hunger strikes. And so finally, the First Amendment, freedom of the press, a reporter began to tell her story. It shocked the consciousness of our country. But creative artists of activism who don't accept the business as usual, even in the protest movements, creative artists of activism, that's what we need, our young people. This is your time to stand up right now.